Hi everyone, it's Ardyth, and I'm here today with a shaped card using some alcohol inks and the new Essentials by Ellen Everyday Punnies stamp set. I wanted to have some fun making some coffee for my coffee cup shaped card, and I thought that alcohol inks would make for some magical Java. Here's my alcohol ink setup. Some Copic refills in coffee colors, pipettes for applying the ink to the paper, an air puffer to blow the ink and save me from getting a headache using a straw, some blending solution in a glass, and a cheap palette. I started by putting a couple of drops of each shade of brown ink into the palette, as well as some rose gold mixative from Ranger to add a bit of shine. I picked up some of the lightest ink with one of the pipettes and I put it into the center of my Yupo panel. I added a bit of blending solution and then I used the air puffer to move the ink around the paper until it was dry. I added some of the darker ink and followed the same process, making sure there was some overlap between the two colors. Next, I added 3 drops of the darkest ink. I think in future I'll try to remember to add 1 drop at a time and move each one, rather than getting too eager. This is definitely a process that takes some time and focus, building up layer after layer to get a totally unique look. I kept adding ink and blending solution until I had something I felt pretty happy with. Next, I added some of the mixative in the same way, spreading the shimmer around the panel. Again, I added ink and blending solution until I was happy. When I felt like I was finished, I took a number 4 paintbrush that I've designated for alcohol ink, and I splattered some of the rose gold mixative over the panel by tapping the brush on my finger. Then I did the same with the blending solution. These splatters of blending solution reactivate the alcohol ink and leave lighter dots. To add even more shine, I got out some Crafter's Companion rose gold foil, and I cut a piece off and laid it face up on the almost dry panel. I rubbed it lightly with my fingers and then lifted up the foil. It stuck where the alcohol ink was still sticky. Looks like I could have left it to dry a bit more. There's a lot of foil there. Next, I grabbed a circle die and I found what I thought was the best area for my coffee cup. When I ran it through my Gemini Junior, I used a piece of scrap paper between the Yupo panel and the magnet part of the sandwich so that there was no chance of the ink sticking to the magnet. To finish the card, I cut a slightly larger circle-shaped white card base by placing the circle die just slightly over the fold of a card. I added a handle created from one of the negative die cuts from the winter window set, and I rounded the corner of it with my scissors. I stamped the sentiment with icing on the cake ink from Catherine Pooler Designs. I hope you enjoyed this video. Making this magical cup of coffee was a lot of fun and a real learning experience too. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.